good whenever you are. I am aboard the Tekenka class Hitori Bar Research Spaceship Station. That may not make immediate sense, but I hope it will make sense within your time. I have gone by the immediate name of Hitori, as my crew has not responded to a lot of my immediate cries. However, I have seen a lot of immediate issues with Stage 4 Hard within Holocure, a little game that I enjoyed, perhaps playing a little too much. So much so that, I can maximize the amount of fans that are spawning per level and not need a character for this. And I do not need most items. I will need a few critical items. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and that is our limit. That is the limitation, however, for the program. However, since I do not need to ban collabs and super collaborations, I will not need to ban those. And I will just continue playing Kobo. Kobo Kanaeru on, of course, Stage 4 Hard. Now, I do not know much about Indonesian culture, or if I can pronounce that correctly, Indonesian culture. However, I do know that this is one of the hardest stages within the entirety of the game. Prism blocks up to 7 attacks. Sorry, don't need that. Sport items, you can go through all of these, but don't need that. And immediately we are faced with our first choice. In order to successfully become and defeat this stage within the first second, we have to make our first choice, and naturally we're going to need to survive the stage. We don't want energy drink because we couldn't take it, and we're going to need beetle. The reason why is in part praise when we can proc it. For every health point healed, Kobo gains praise. When praise is maxed, gain 50% attack for 10 seconds, and it resets yes. That's a neat buff. Rain Shaman. Also, neat buff. It constantly deals a lot of damage around Kobo herself, and that is not the necessary focus of this, but it is a nice benefit. Tantrum, however, is. So, when attacked, gain 1 tantrum, max of 10 for a... Let's just skip to the end here. Up to a 50% chance for all of this to be triggered. So, when this is triggered, heal 10% HP, and deal a 600% damage to all immediate targets within range. Kobo is a face tank. So Beetle, even better. I can just get out of the lightning, ideally. A little bit about who and what Kobo is. Kobo is what would be traditionally, at least for a Western audience, be transcribed or transliterated as a rain shaman, but that's not necessarily true. A rain shaman within Indonesian culture, or at least one of them, is to move the rain away. Granted that Indonesia is within the most afflicted zones of tempest weather, it would make sense that Indonesia would have a lot of, say, rain shamans in this case. Hence her skill, rain shaman. She is not necessarily a rain shaman herself. She has to move the rain, and given that her main skill is to cause rain, I'm not necessarily certain she's doing a very good job. Alright. Alright. Bad start, but we can always try again. Alright. Let's just make sure that we can survive the first 2 minutes, because at the end of this, Kobo is almost invincible. I have tested this out myself, and she is immortal. The stage hazards, however, are incredibly difficult. But yes, I am taking the lightness stamp for now. I do not care that the main weapon damage is limited, because that is the main weapon. Our actual true main weapon, however, is not the weapon. It is Tantrum. Screw the glasses. Headphones to survive. I don't need a piggy bank, I need headphones. At this point, probably Umbrella. Umbrella. I've more or less success. Now I have guaranteed a more or less success with this run. I do need to be careful with my positioning, however. That is critical, however, to stage 4 hard. And yes, I am taking Halu. I'm not ready to take it yet, but I'm going to be starting to take membership, because I need to start dealing damage as well as taking it. Headphones, more than likely. Phones, get out of the way, and move on. Alright, I don't need the energy drink, but in order to try and proc praise, bandage. Okay. Barely 2 minutes in, and level 12. This is not, unfortunately, looking good for myself at this rate, but I can make this work. It's either Umbrella or Halu, and I believe it's going to be Umbrella. So, in order to try and more accurately explain what Kobo should be, is to explain what she should be. Yes, Kusagaki. Yes, Blue Sagaki. However, rain shaman culture within Indonesia is not necessarily what you would believe it to be within otherwise traditional Western media. Within Western media, you would have a rain shaman as this wise, old, and twig-bound prophetic person saying the rain is going to come in 3 days and so forth. Within Indonesia, however, she is a hujan. I'm probably pronouncing that correctly. She is a hujan, a shaman. She is not trying to make the weather happen, more akin to move the weather away for important events. And this got, let's just say, some implications and a lot of intricacies. As we get to Monobito here, we do have a lot to talk about with being a rain shaman. As being a rain shaman means that you would need to be practicing this faith for the entire duration that you would be practicing said ritual to move the rain, hence the name. And in that drew a lot of international intrigue and hate. Indonesia does practice Islam and Christianity and Catholicism and Buddhism and Sikhism. It practices many religions. There are 6 official religions, as well as many of its native rituals and ritual is it. Let me rephrase. It's many practices and rituals that may not necessarily be of one or another. But that is not to say that any individual region of Indonesia is necessarily wrong. I have witnessed quite a lot, but I cannot entirely say myself which and where, but I can say that there has been a lot of love for an individual culture, a lot of shock, a lot of stupor, and a lot of praise for one individual nation over another for a musical ritual fest. So it is only fitting here that we have headphones because of Kobo original song Mantra Hujan. If I have said that correctly, that would be for the translation of the shaman song, Song of the Shaman, or some derivative thereof. Needless to say that she is a bluesagaki, like everyone else, and I'm definitely not stalling because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this, but she is a bluesagaki and has been known to raid other ID houses' house for food. Anyways, moving on. Headphones level 4. That makes sure that we are going to make sure we're not going to try and take a hit. 35% chance, thank you. Please, I was trying to stop that because that helps Tantrum. When attacked, headphones negates the attack. That means that we are still attacked, so we still gain the Tantrum, which means that we still get the proc, and we still get everything that happens. At this point, Rain Shaman, good bonus. Praise, with our current build, pretty good praise. Membership, you saw how many coins I have. I don't care. And at this point, no one should. It was time to stop being greedy. To be honest, I had maybe 80% of that amount of coins before the update. But anyways, moving on. Yeah. At a certain point, we have to start taking Halu. We need to be Halu. We need to be having hallucinogens. That sounds wrong. We need to start having hallucinations. That's what Halu is supposed to be. We're supposed to be having hallucinations. We're not supposed to be taking hallucinogens. And we're supposed to survive, at least on stage mode, to, well, everyone knows at this point, Goriella. At a certain point, including when I can take that box, is when I can start just face tanking everything as Kobo. Bandage, level 3. Oh, you're behind the pillar. There we are. Oh, that was an anvil. Sorry. Reflex memory. Just doing this automatically. But yeah. You're going to be earning more coins than you're going to be spending on memberships, so why not take it? After all, at level 3, it's going to be a 50% increase to your attack. There we are. 50% attack, take 25% less damage. On top of not taking damage at all, recovering damage, and recovering twice as much as we are hurt for. Yes, I'm taking that. And at a certain point, I can just start going into all of these and even just avoiding the stage hazards, but start going actively into these. There is a certain order for stamps, but given that I only have 2, making sure that I can get around and deal as much Kobo damage as possible with her screaming, and being able to deal as much damage as possible to everyone. That sounds like a good bargain. I have played around with Kobo as a character for quite a while. She can certainly just be a character that stands still and hits people with her umbrella, apparently. But this is not the stage to do it with. And if you're feeling very, what's the word? I see it right now on my screen. If you're feeling very, if you feel like you're in danger, there we are, then you should use your ultimate. And yes, I'm going to do it, because I'm going to maximize her HP first and foremost. Thank you 3 times in a row. I'll just keep this so that I can keep it off the screen for a moment, but that also means I'm gonna have a lot of coins basically forever. Okay. That's comforting. More health means more times that, well, more times that she can be Blusakaki can be propped. This is like one of the best runs. And solo stamp. There we are. I am only running this weapon, so I should have swapped it, but no, I guess I don't need it. I need to just beat Goriella, thankfully. Alright, roughly 20% crit rate. I would prefer attack in this case. That also means that I need to be very, very, very careful. The order is hit amount rather than hit quantity for Kobo, because, well, all of her skills are based off of the attack stat. Crit is a nice bonus, and then haste just makes it happen faster. So, if I have to say anything, it would be HP first, then attack, then crit, then haste. Pickup would be nice, and then speed, but that is entirely up to you. So, besides absolutely penising up this run, let's just try and survive. Okay. This is our sole saving grace now, because this means that we can heal, we can proc both of our main skills, and since this is 10%, that's doubled, and we're focusing primarily on HP versus everything else, we can survive. Doesn't mean we will, but we can. Attack up. Yes, I know I have rerolls, but I'm not using them unless I have to. Pick up and speed up are two of the worst skills that I could be given in this case. And I'd rather do flat damage than be doing no damage at all and hoping for a crit to deal 5 times damage. Nothing against pay players, but that's how it is for me. Attack, and yeah, coin. We're approaching the 7-minute mark, so yep. Time for Ollie. Let's make sure I swap this, and well, I need to have a fighting chance at some point, and I have not seen Weakening Flower at some point, so... And yes, Weakening Flower is pretty critical to most of these builds that I have been trying to practice. I believe it was Bennett Foddy, hopefully, of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy commentating on speedruns of this game that took less than 3 minutes. He likened the game developer to the player as an artist to a museum viewer. The artist would painstakingly craft such a sculpture, making sure that every nook, every cranny, every little thing could be set in stone permanently. And it was the goal of the speedrunner, in this case, to take a look at the artwork, the game that the artist made. Look at it back to front, inside and out. Look at each and every single aspect of it and break it over their knee. That is my now newfound goal with Holocure. I want to do the newest, hardest stage, as in stage X hard, with all of my Gachikoi characters. Haven't quite finished it yet. I'm only I'm only words are difficult as a non-English speaker. I'm only missing Toa. However, to do this stage in this manner, as how I do, is just gratifying to me. I do not have the Goriella fan letter, however, which would be truly tragic if that does happen. So, yes, now comes the math section. In this case, health attack crit. Health attack crit. Yes. Come on, Ollie. 13 and 14, that would make 27. 20 minus 11 is 9. 5 minus... that's 3. Health, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not suitable to be a streamer. I can do math. Moving on, though, that's our first mid-stage boss, I believe most people would be freaked out about, until people actually learn bid mass. Crit first. I'm going to be dealing damage anyway, so I may as well make sure that some people are hurt by crits. And since I don't have the damage anymore because I've used Akakin Stamp, okay, this is tricky now. I don't want to keep either the lightness or marking stamps, but I also don't want to keep the bomb stamp. But that has been saving me. But doing it more often also helps. No, not this time. I'm not gonna make a choice. Reroll, please. Crit, thank you. Okay, size up. That's pretty good. Slow stamp, I should say. Also decent, but not as good as the marking stamp as it has been right now. And that's glad I rerolled. Crit. Yeah, nothing is really picking up my fancy right now for stamps. And you might be wondering why I'm still moving when I can just basically stay still and attack up, do nothing, and, you know, just recover health. It's because it's all the experience right there. Like, there. Yeah, Kobo becomes a face tank at about 300 health, but I don't want to be so complacent with this, so I am just very cautious about how I want to play this versus how I need to. Okay, the bonk stamp is good, but I revoke it out of principle because bonk is slang. If you don't know what it means, you are either of a certain age, a certain demographic. Actually, no. If you do know what it means, you are of a certain age and demographic. Can I get... There we are. Attack. That's better. Cold stamp sucks in this case. Nope. Won't take it. And then we get area 15.1. Yeah. Yeah. Just... Can you defeat yourself faster on me, please? And then everything is in the other room. Yeah, coin, and finally, coin. More attack, please. Why, I do love coin. Thank you for more coin. It is December 9th. It's not quite Christmas yet, but thank you for the coin. And, ooh, even more. Thank you for the coin. Speaking of, while Christmas gifts are usually physical gifts, they are more recently monetary gifts. Buy what you like, because sometimes people are very introverted. In fact, more introverted than they used to be. There used to be a connotation between attack, a certain amount of people versus a certain number of people that you can regularly communicate with. Attack over crit for guaranteed damage. But that number is usually around 300 people, attack of course. And that can vary between individuals and groups, but roughly 300 people, give or take 50, for most Western audiences, in order to have a normal societal measure of what is and is not. What we have here nowadays is a very parasocial relationship with a lot of people and a lot of groups, and I'm not seeing the stamp I need. I desperately need flour, and it is not even funny at this point. However, yes, there's only a roughly 300-person capacity within the human mind to understand who, what, where, when, why within interpersonal relationships that you do physically make between people. I say that like an alien, but I am an AI aboard a ship, so how do I know better? It's not like it's in my programming. Moving on, however, as we are approaching some critical points, Minute 14 is hours in this case, since we can just do essentially whatever we want to. I'll just collect this experience and start talking about the limits of human interpersonal relationships for God knows how long. Sorry. Oh, I wasn't even pointing in the right direction. Alright, the limits of human interpersonal relations do vary. Some more, some less, but don't take anything for far too granted. Of course. Now, aboard this ship, I have seen many people, I have seen many cultures, I have seen many things, and I have done many things as the ship. I do not say I am proud of them, nor am I shameful of them. The antagonist of it is shame, and, well, as a computer, I should not have any. Ideally. Thank you very much, Shilus. To get onto track for the stage. Track. This is the Indonesia Sports Festival for all of Hololive Indonesia. This is ultimately what is and is supposed to be the Hololive Indonesia quote-unquote sports festival. I'm just checking for any stamps that I do need, and I am disappointed, and I don't know why I pressed pickup range. My job is to open doors and have a form of consciousness. Here, guaranteed damage over crit damage. The umbrella is fairly limited because the stamp does not effectively help us, because remember, I want to say this and exemplify this, we are now gaining 20% of our health whenever we are hit because of Band-Aid. We have a 40% chance, and when that procs, 10% chance, now 20, to regain health to avoid any damage. Keep in mind that we have a 600% attack damage plus level. I'm sorry, that's not quite factually true. That is the wrong skill on the wrong character. However, I can just stay here. I can let all of the secretaries just assault me. If I'm ever threatened, I can just pop my ultimate and survive. And in true Kobo fashion, I don't need to. At this point, however, the anvil spawn rates have been fairly low. I'll just... There we are. Oh, I thought that was an anvil. Well, that's disappointing. There we are. Strengthen the flower immediately. Well, given that this has a chance to destroy projectiles, I'm going to completely ignore that and go immediately for more damage. Because I have done this too many times to be able to do this on any autonomous mode. Haste is okay, but it is not great. Now, if you would look into the bottom left hand, yes, that would be on your view, bottom left hand corner. Yes, there is a chance for it to proc early. However, I am quasi-abusing this to, you know, do the damage that I'm doing. It's a little fun. All right. I really don't need more of that. Well, okay, crit, yes. I could use more attack speed then, since I've gone down this route. Let's make sure we do this correctly. It would be funny if the collector stamp drops last, you know, after all 22 stamps drop. I have not been keeping track because after the Akakin stamp dropped, Akakin solo stamp dropped, and I wasted it, I thought I would not get this far and I would have to start a new recording. So, we ball. Yeah, attack more. Yeah, I don't care. Remind me about the part where I care. Oh, Moai statue. That would have been a good alternative. too late, though. Now, these are pretty bad. Let's just go for attack then. Now then, for Goriella. Oh, I forgot about the bonk stamp. Knockback. If you really want to know it and what it means, then I'm sorry. That's 100% on the British. I did not start my life as an AI learning English. However, I am English speaking. Bazo, number 66. Excuse me for a moment, because I need to fill out an Excel spreadsheet that I am trying to complete here. Yes, you are only on stage 4. That leaves 3. Okay. So, no, you don't need all the stamps in order to do this, by the way, but if you have all of them, then all the power to you. It certainly helps. Don't care. I just do not care. I am a stoic. I am Holo 5, Marketing 5, single weapon. And I tank everything. I did not even realistically needed the super headphones when that procced, but no, you get back here. I have not been keeping track of this because if it comes in early, that's fine. When it comes in this late, it does not matter. And she's already upset. Entering phase 2. I really just don't need to run, but I'm just trying to stall for time on this. Also, I can't physically hurt her. I believe the collector stamp was number 18 of 22 in this case, but well, make that 2 this run, and well, I believe this would make a fantastic end to our little excursion within Holocure with Goriella. Naturally, I want all of you to have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever you are in, whatever, wherever, and, well, I hope to see you again soon. Power is limited, and I cannot do this forever.